Welcome to the week, President Waheed. We truly appreciate your presence. You have been recently appointed as the special envoy of President Muizzu, who has requested you to work with him to strengthen the country's foreign relations. How do you look at this role?
Well, thank you for having me on your program first. Yes, that's true. President Muizzu has appointed me as his special envoy. This is in line with my thinking that I believe that all senior statesmen in a small country like Maldives, especially former heads of state and government, have an obligation to support the government and do whatever we can to help in the development effort. I have always been supporting every successive government after I left office in whichever way I can, depending on what they've wanted me to do. So in that sense, I have, for my successor, President Yamin, I actually was representing him as a special envoy at the UN General Conference and other conferences. Similarly, the government of Ibrahim Salih also, I helped him in arranging high-level meetings, strategic meetings, as well as supporting some of his development programs. And now I believe it's my turn to help this government.
President Waheed, how do you look at, how do you assess the current political situation in the Maldives?
You see, as you know, this government got elected on a fairly comfortable majority of votes. And similarly, also this government won the parliamentary elections. And so the government is in a comfortable position. But as you know, we have a vibrant democracy here now. And as we get closer to the elections in 2028, one can expect some political activities and perhaps some disruption. And because this has been the experience in previous elections as well. What is really important right now is that this government, under the leadership of President Muizzu, is trying to formulate a more long-term strategic plan, a vision for 2040. And that, I think, is a really important initiative which will help to refocus our development and political discourses on critical issues for the development of our country. So I believe that we are in a good and comfortable position right now.
President Waheed, what is your perspective on the direction that India-Maldives relations are going under President Muizzu?
Yes, I think we are on very healthy grounds. As you know very well that Maldives and the bond between Maldives and India is unshakable. It has been a very old relationship. We share between our two countries so many common factors: language, ethnicity, religion, trade, music, culture. We have a lot that is common between our two countries. So that cements our relationship, even though at times there are, with changing government policies, there are, different perspectives. The relationship between India and Maldives is very solid. And I believe that both of our countries share a common vision for the future of the world order, and with India emerging as one of the most prominent powers, global powers, we believe that our relationship will contribute towards world peace and development.
How do you evaluate President Muizzu's leadership so far? While he calls India a very close ally, in the initial part of his term, there was a visible anti-India sentiment there.
As you know, we are very fortunate and very honored that Prime Minister Modi is visiting Maldives, and he will be attending our 60th Independence Day events. And this is something that really builds our confidence with the state of affairs here. I think it's a vote of confidence for President Moise himself that somebody as important as Prime Minister Modi is coming to Maldives. I believe our two countries have a very close relationship, and this will be further strengthened by his visit. We believe that the government is doing well, and although there was this, as you mentioned, the India Out campaign, my perspective on that is that it was a very short-sighted and ill-conceived effort, a bit supported by the grassroots, but primarily adopted by President Yamin, who was at the time the opposition leader. But with President Moise, he has made the relations stronger with India, and I think that chapter of India Out we have behind us.
President Waheed, China's growing influence in the Maldives is a matter of concern for so many of us in India. So, as a former president, how do you view this? I mean, what do you think which country should have a bigger role? Is it China that should have a bigger role, or India, or how do you balance this?
Oh, there is no doubt. Absolutely. India has been our closest ally, and historically and continuing as our closest friend and ally, and it will stay the same. While, of course, Maldives also would like to benefit from the cooperation that we have with other countries, including China, for the benefit of our economic development. And this, I think, is true for other countries in the region as well. China is a very important country also, which is now an emerging power, and its technological development is surpassing even the Western countries. So it is important for all countries, India also and Maldives, all to have a very good cooperation with China.
President Waheed, you have had a long career in the UNESCO and before you came into politics. And I mean, how do you look back at those days, and how has your days in UNESCO changed you as a person, as a politician?
Yeah, thank you. I worked in a number of UN agencies, a bit of work with UNESCO, but primarily with UNICEF and UNDP. So I have served in so many different countries, and because of my direct experience in working in conflict and post-conflict countries and other developing countries, I cannot emphasize enough the importance of political stability for economic development of each of our countries. And therefore, it is really important that political actors engage in united efforts for the interest and well-being of the people of our countries, and not create situations that will lead to conflict and suffering for our people. So when we are embarking on reforms, especially political reforms, it is also important that we pay attention to maintaining stability, internal stability, and good cooperation with our neighbors.
Thank you so much, President Waheed, for sparing the time and talking to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on your.
Thank you.